What's up, everyone? This is the BumCast presented by Circa Sports Illinois. Hey, Bum fans, the World Cup is here, and it's time to kick off with the biggest, baddest sports book in the game, Circa Sports. Sports betting the way Chicago deserves it. No bet fees in Illinois. Circa Sports hooks you up with player-friendly pricing, better in-match options, top-tier customer service, and more. From money lines to goal scorer props, first half to full-time, take your shot with the Circa Sports app. Bet like a pro from anywhere in Illinois. Download your new bookie today at circasports.com. I am your host, HBIC, the head bum in charge, along with Baloney, the Southside Bum, and Joey P. He's back, boys. But before we officially welcome back Johnny, we have to, talk about our other hermano, Dougie Fresh. He's not here tonight, and we want to wish him a get well soon because he had, over the weekend, he had emergency surgery for have his gallbladder removed. He had some stones. They had to take out his gallbladder. So he made through everything okay, and he's home now recovering. So get well soon to our boy Dougie Fresh.
Get well soon, of course. He gave us a scare. I know he gave Mary a scare. I got to give a shout out to Mary. She's been holding down the fort, giving us the updates, making sure he's on the up and up and on the mend. He took his phone away, which is a smart thing to do, especially on Whiskey at Comiskey week. And I told him he has a tendency of doing this, even when he's on vacation or taking PTO. He has a tendency of popping on the show every once in a while and surprising us. I took his StreamYard access away. So Dougie is on the road to recovery. He's taking the week off. Hopefully he's feeling better.
Yeah, we need our brother back at 100%. So stay off your phone, Dougie.
But we got a super sub.
Oh,
that's right. He's back, the Southside Bum.
It's like Brian Scalabrine coming off the bench right now. I've been left on the bench for quite a bit, but when I'm off the bench, you hear a lot of people cheering. It's good to be back. First of all, it's very good to be back. Obviously, I've been not around on Mondays, but obviously. I'm happy to be back and filling in, and I'm excited. I'm excited to just talk sports, especially World Cup talk. I can't wait for that one.
Can we start with it?
Just very excited.
No. No.
I do. I got to give you credit, Johnny. The Brian Scalabrine reference is good, but you're so old. It should have been Jack Haley. Jack Haley was the guy on the bench in the suits back in our days, back in the 90s.
You guys got what I was throwing out there. So
I smell what you're stepping in.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, but Johnny, as well, we're giving you a warning right now. If you Telemundo Internet tonight, back on the bench.
We said it. I said it in the tweet. The Telemundo Internet might come in handy, and we might just have to end that stream. It's not Nah, I have faith that the Telemundo. You've been on a couple baloney shows. It's been working better, so we're good to go.
Yeah. So good to see you, Johnny. Let's top it up tonight. Joey, how you doing, my man?
I'm doing fantastic.
Hey, quick super chat from Gordo.
We got
Johnny,
Gordo here.
Screw Joey and his water. I got water too. I had a rough weekend.
Right here, just for you, Gordo.
I got a Southside legend.
There you go. Well, yes, Joey. How we doing, my man?
Vibes are high, guys. Vibes are high. We're coming off an awesome Saturday. And vibes are even higher because my broski Ulysses left his Louis Vuittons in my car since I brought him useless.
God.
So, yeah. Finders keepers.
All right, so we know our guy Useless, Ulysses. And he was at the tailgate. It was a nice surprise. I said, "Oh, what a surprise! You're at the tailgate." I was like, "Who invited you?" Whiskey at Comiskey is free for all. We might start charging that guy to show up. But are those Louis Vuittons or are those Louis Futons?
I don't know. I mean, they've got a decent weight to them, so I don't want to break them. I got to return them to him. I'm not going to break them, just in case they are the real ones.
Now. Maybe you just keep wearing them and you stretch them out, and then when he puts them...
Now he's got a big head like me, so
he's got a melon. I do too, though.
Yeah, we all do. All right. Good to see you, Joe. Peter, how you doing tonight, man?
I'm doing good. I'm doing better. I've been doing bad the last 4 or 5 days. We got Can I be graphic on the show?
Yes, of course.
Trust tree.
We got fist fucked by a good storm on at the end of last week. Hickory Hills and Palos Hills are going through it. I've never seen so many trees and power lines down all over the place. It's basically from 79th Street all the way to 111th. It looked like a bomb went off, and just power lines everywhere, trees everywhere. We didn't have internet for basically like 4 or 5 days, and Julie works from home and really needs the internet to work. Originally, AT&T said we weren't going to have internet until the 17th or 18th. And I'm like, what is she supposed to do? Just take the week off of work? That was crazy. But we didn't have power for a couple days. All of that is fine now. We got the generator, and we had help from the family, and everyone's helping each other. We're through it. That's not the reason I'm complaining. But my bum of the week this week was going to be something, but now I got something else. So I'm going to complain now to you guys, and maybe you guys can help me through this anger. Stoplights have been gone. Stoplights just don't exist right now because of the power and everything else like that. So every intersection, whether it's a 4-way, 2-way, wherever, it's at a stop. People just don't know the rules of the road anymore. Like, it's the Wild West whenever you're in a 4-lane intersection with turning lanes and there's no like stoplights. I don't know what we have to do. I might have to record like a PSA or do something. It's crazy. I don't remember it ever being this bad, but people just don't know how to drive. It's driving me crazy.
Well, you also got an insane amount of construction by your house too.
Yeah, I'm getting fist fucked all over the place, man. Construction.
There's construction all over the place.
Yeah, right now.
I just feel anywhere I go, there's always some construction going on.
'Tis the season.
Yes.
Yeah.
But no, like, you get to the stoplight. Obviously, like, if you're turning, you get people just don't know what the hell they're doing. I might have to get like a dash cam just to record people. It's not necessarily for safety or insurance purposes. I just kind of want to rant as fucking idiots hit the roads and don't know what they're doing. It's driving me nuts. It's been driving me nuts for the better part of 4 or 5 days.
I know, like, on Friday I called you when I was at Costco picking up supplies for the tailgate, and I could tell you were like at like threat level or DEFCON like 1, whatever you want to. I don't know why it goes backwards, but you were like a DEFCON 1, man.
Threat level.
You were ready to like blow again. I'm just talking about picking up beer, and you were like, I could tell something was just pissing you the fuck off, and it's Friday traffic.
It's not only Friday traffic, but with all of the stoplights being gone, like my plan was to go to the Ramova for the United States watch party for the USA Paraguay. It took me an hour to get from my house to Jose's house. That's usually a 15-minute drive. If you guys know, it's right by Argo. It's basically Moraine Valley to Argo. That's typically a 15-minute drive. It took me an hour. I'm like, I'm never gonna get to the Ramova, so I had to call an audible, and it said, "We're watching the game at your house," and that's why we didn't have these delicious Ramova other half beers at the tailgate. So they'll be back in July.
No. Yes, they will be. They will be back in July. So, yeah, no, I think a lot of stuff too with the down power lines. It's. What did you say? You didn't have like power for like 3 days or something?
It went off for like 6 hours during the first storm. What was that? Wednesday or Thursday?
Yeah.
And then it went off for good for like more than 24 hours. Thank God we had the generator. My parents just got power back Saturday night, and then Julie's parents and other parts of Hickory Hills barely got power back Sunday night. It's crazy.
I want to show you guys something here because I was doom scrolling the other day, and I know a lot of people don't use Facebook anymore, but I was on there and I saw an ad for StubHub, and we're all club guys. We all went to the shows back in the day. StubHub had an ad for Paul Oakenfold, and I'm like, what the hell, man? This guy, he's 62 years old, DJing still, and looks like he's doing the Steve Buscemi meme. Hello, cool kids. How do you do?
I feel like Paul Oakenfold got that hat from like the the boardwalk like every boardwalk has like those print your own T-shirts, and like he just didn't print the hat. He bought the hat and forgot to print something.
He could have also got it from Amazon as well too. You know how they have that collection of hats. He should probably like, yeah, this will go.
It's a
I
blank
was an
canvas.
Oakenfold fan back in the day.
Yeah.
Although, like, realistically, if you're a DJ, even if you're would you say 62? You're just
He's
pressing
62.
buttons. You're just pressing buttons and making a playlist. Like, you could do that until you die.
That's what I was gonna say. Like, at what point do you decide to, like, you know what? I'm gonna enjoy all my money. I'm gonna retire. I'm gonna, lay on the beach all day. I mean, I guess traveling the world is kind of a plus, but I'm like, do you really want to be 62 and staying out till 4 or 5 in the morning every night? I mean, I did that a couple weeks ago, and it took me like 4 days to recover.
Yeah, you hallucinated somebody running on the highway.
Oh, I did not hallucinate that.
I'm surprised he still has his hearing.
Right?
He's been in the game for a long time. You know, you get tinnitus if you're, too close to speakers. The fact that he hasn't lost his hearing, or maybe he did and he just pressed and play anyway.
It's true. I
It's a good comment. It says the DJ version of Frankie Valli. I don't know if you've seen those videos. Frankie Valli is basically one of those like robots from like It's a Small World nowadays.
I can't believe they're parading him out. Somebody's parading him out there. I feel like it's not at his own will. It's sad.
It's a rough
Frankie-
scene.
Yeah.
Yeah, the rumors as it like he owes the mob money, and they just keep pushing him out there.
I want Oakenfold, though, to dress his age. I want him to go on stage with like a button-up flannel, just like the grandpa hat, no like stylized T-shirt or anything, just lean into it, go old man on it.
I will. Typically, Jason, we are noted. The BumCast is noted ageist on this show. We make no bones about it. But dressing your age is something I've never done, and I probably never will. I still dress like I'm going to Vans Warped Tour half the time, and I'm in my 40s. So that I'll give Oakenfold a pass.
Okay,
Is that concert still going on? Vans
Warped
Warped
Tour?
Tour?
I think they tried to bring it back.
okay. So let me ask you then, Peter. 20 years from now, do you think you'll still be dressing the same, or do you think you will?
Although Julie argues that I'm already dressing old, but I don't think so. I feel like I dress young for my age. I'm not wearing the like the Dockers khakis with the Nikes or New Balances, like
The John Harbaugh.
I'm always
look.
gonna wear. That's the thing, and we'll probably talk about our merch later. But like, I hate any shirt if it's not black. I rarely ever wear a shirt that's not black. I'm just gonna wear black for the rest of my life. I'm okay with that.
I mean, like, cause like, I remember when I was like for me 20 years ago. Now I've never been known for my fashion sense. Let's be honest. But
That's big of you to admit.
yeah. But back in my day, I was always like, when we were out going to the clubs and everything, you guys know I listened to a lot of like house music and, techno and stuff like that. Like my podcast. I always said like, you know what? I don't think my music style is going to change. I think I found like, what I like. And now I probably don't listen to as much like rap as I used to. That's mostly because everyone just fucking mumble raps now. And it's, no one fucking, does anything like the old school lyricists used to do in 90s, early 2000s. I think my music taste is not going to change. I think I'll still be in my 60s, listening to house music. But I think, yeah, I think I'm with you, Peter. I don't think I'm going to change the way I dress. I'll be awkward as fuck, like wearing like basketball shorts and having all wrinkly ass legs.
Yeah, you dress like Adam Sandler. It's not a big deal.
Yeah, it's gonna look weird, when I'm walking down Home Depot with all, wrinkly ass shit. But
Wait, no, hold on a second, because I thought about this for a second. Because sometimes I'm going out of the house, and I'm like, man, I'm dressing like Adam Sandler when I'm just going grocery shopping or something like that. Is there sometimes you guys just go out of the house and I'm just like, you're just wearing like, fuck it, I don't care what anybody thinks. Like I'm starting to get to that point where I'm just like, I don't give a shit. Like I'm not dressing like a, no pun intended, a bum, but
You dress like a bum.
yeah. But I'm going out there sometimes. I'm just like, I don't give a fuck. I'm just gonna go out there, feel comfortable, I'll be fine.
No, Julie knows this about me, and I don't know. Like, I just don't like wearing sweatpants in public. I won't wear like I wear basketball shorts around the house. I'm wearing basketball shorts now. But like, even if I'm like running to McDonald's for the kids, or running to Home Depot, or running to the store, I'll put on jeans, or I'll put on at least like a decent pair of shorts and stuff like that. I don't like leaving the house like in my pajamas or comfy clothes. I don't know what it is about me. Maybe that is old. Although Missy is asking ages which way, both ways. We're equal opportunity. We hate the olds and we hate the youngs.
Yeah. You Gen Zers with your 3-day work week and, entitlements. Suck it up. Work.
I've never seen Joey in like sweatpants.
Hell no, Sandy would never let me leave
What?
in the house. Yeah, but outside,
but like out.
no. Out, no.
Okay. That's our goal for this year. We got when football comes around, we gotta get weather turns. We gotta get Joey to leave the house in some sweatpants.
And then you can parlay it by trying to get me angry too.
Yeah. All right, we're gonna workshop this. We're gonna find a way to get Joey out in leisure clothes. Maybe a full tracksuit.
Have you
gonna
seen
be
like
tough.
those Instagram reels or TikToks where like you go to the thrift shop and like you have other people pick their clothes? That might be something we can do.
Yeah,
We might be able to do that.
I like it.
For the
All right.
price.
Go to Kmart.
Always.
Human
Always.
monies.
All right, let's get into some White Sox talk, gentlemen. And you guys know, as always, our White Sox talk is fueled by TasteRealChicago.com. Visit them right now. As you got the screen open, go to TasteRealChicago.com. It's summertime. 4th of July is right around the corner. So that means you need your beef kits, you need your muffaletta, jardiniere, all that good stuff, the seasonings. Get it all. It's going to be good for your barbecues this summer. 4th of July. Do a beef kit for the people on the 4th. Get that, sprinkle that seasoning. Get the jardinières, muffalettas, everything. TasteRealChicago.com. Tell them the bum sent you. All right. No track pants.
You know what? If I could pull off like a full track suit, like a warm up suit, maybe I would leave the house like that.
No, please don't. Nope.
What do you
Don't
mean?
do it. Nope, don't do it.
All right, now I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna order like a full track jacket track suit. That I'm gonna do.
You want to just lean into the whole bum cartel and be like, matching mafia enforcers?
Yeah, like track suits with like the little Scully caps.
Yeah.
We can pull those off.
Like,
Johnny, you would look good in a tracksuit.
I'll look good at anything, man.
All right, get
just
out of here. It's great for the Southside Bum to come back. We love this time on the show.
Yeah, just a nice little, like Eastern European style tracksuits.
All right, put that on the agenda. Expense those, please, Jason. You know what? We fucked up. Dougie was just in Turkey. He could have got those.
Oh,
he
could have got the real ones.
The Gucci ones for super cheap.
Okay, well,
maybe
so
next time he goes.
He says he's going back next year, allegedly, to finish the job. Hey-o, that's what she said. So, yeah, okay. We'll have to maybe table this.
We're going to give him some petty cash from the slush fund, and then we're going to get some tracksuits for everybody.
Yeah. All right. Sox Talk. Before we get into the nuts and bolts of Sox, but first we want to thank everyone who showed up to Whiskey at Comiskey on Saturday. It was a great time. As always, want to thank all of our sponsors. Obviously JP Graziano's, for supplying the delicious, tasty subs. Centauri. Big shout out to Davy Jones. We talked to Peter, me and you talked to him Wednesday, and he sent his counterpart Latifa to talk all things Japanese spirits. So we want to thank Centauri. We want to thank the Malort Princess. for coming down and making some delicious Malort. And we want to thank, obviously, Circa for, sponsoring the tail and everything, having the presence there as well. So great time as always, guys. And John Schifrin showed up with CHSN. We got Malort Tina on the broadcast and everything. Me and John did a JP review and everything. It's good times, guys, as always.
Yeah, I gotta give obviously the JP Graziano subs always a hit. They always hit the spot. Me and Joey P had a couple 2-3 Mr. G's that were delicious, but I really enjoyed the Suntory lineup. I kept going back. I started with the Hibiki, then I was able to try a little Hibiki 21, which was lights out. So thank you to Suntory for bringing that special bottle, Hibiki 21. She told me the price on it. I'm not gonna say it out here, but it's not a bottle I can afford. So it was nice to be able to try some of that. But the Toki was good. I tried a little bit of the vodka. Everything was good from the Suntory lineup. And then we got some people here. Jason, here's you. What are you smelling right there?
That was the I started with the gin because, as you guys know, when you guys come over and I do have my own cocktails that I came up with. I use a lot of gin based, and I've never had Japanese gin before, so this is my first time trying it. I think I might be off the Hendrix and on the Roku.
Oh, okay. The Roku's good.
Yeah, the vodka was good too, but I really like that gin.
We got Jeff Bartlett here. Apparently, the rumors around the street that Jeff Bartlett was, as the kids say, tore up from the floor up. But we tried to feed him well. He got a couple of sandwiches in him, so I don't know what happened. But I like that Jeff Bartlett got a little sloppy. We don't Jeff. Everybody loves Jeff. He's a great guy. He always supports the tailgate, supports the bums. But he's always more of like the reserve than put together kind of guy. The fact that he got a little after it, I like that from Jeff Bartlett. I want to see more of that.
It was Saturday. Got let loose.
Yeah,
that's right. The team's good. You let loose. Vibes are high. He's cracking them beers. I got guys. We brought Sapporos. I forgot how much I like Sapporo. I might need to start keeping that in the rotation in the fridge.
The Sapporos were a big hit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I still got a whole bunch left over. We we got some new equipment. We bought the party tub. We got some new speakers. We rented a van because we have too much stuff now for the tailgate. I'm still waiting though when we can actually bring tents. Hoping day is long. But so we had Suntory, and then we had the Sapporo beer, but we had to have Japanese flavored Malort. And we want to shout out the Malort Princess because she did 3 infusions, a snow pear and yuzu Malort, wasabi, and chicken ramen. And the wasabi turned it a little green there. I don't know if you can see it, but I did all 3. Snow pear was my favorite. Wasabi was surprisingly pretty good, even though she said it didn't come out as well as she wanted it to be.
I got the chicken ramen. The chicken ramen was a slam dunk.
I'm gonna admit something. Missy said she tried the ramen and she said insane. So I don't like to admit things, but I was a pussy. I want to know part of this. I want to know part of these infusions. I didn't try it, and this is no disrespect to the Malort Princess because she's awesome and we get along great. And she's done a bunch of our Bears watch parties. She's done a bunch of our tailgates. So it was no disrespect to her. But I wanted no part of this. I'm sorry. I chickened out.
You know what, Peter? I still have the bottles at my house.
You better keep shaking. Now I'm going to get gift or something. But you better start shaking those up because I can't imagine those things settling. No, thank you.
And I still have Dougie's Jardinier Malort. We're not gonna make you pussy out. We're gonna make you try these for Big C content.
A flight of the Malorts?
Yeah, flight of the Malorts. I like that.
You know what? I'll do that. I'll do that.
I think, I don't know if I have the wasabi one. I think I might have the ramen and the snow pear one, but I do have 2 bottles sitting on my counter that were left over. So
I'm not mixing them all together. I will do a flight of that, Jay.
all right, I like
might have to bring back the after hour show to do one of those.
Yeah, the Bum's Happy Hour. That's actually a good idea, Johnny.
And then obviously, like, you know, I wore it on the pod last week, but I debuted it. I modeled it. Look at the Sandman's not. People were asking. We should have actually carried inventory for this one because a lot of people wanted to actually buy them at the tailgate. But that you can see what it turns out when you buy it. Thank you for everyone who ordered it. It's been digging the emails.
Good amount of orders. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wake up every day to see the shirts.
There's going to be a lot of Sam and the Ant shirts walking around the concourse in a couple of weeks. So thanks to everyone who bought one. If you want, now you can see what it looks like on the model. Get one today. So.
Oh, so you're the model?
I mean, this was one. Oh, this was the first one ever. So yes. I'm not a model. You're not a model. Take what you can get.
Oh my God, was that useless? We just talked about useless.
No, that was
Who was that? I remember. We're not gonna.
Yeah.
We know. Yeah, I remember that. That's a.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's an old school. That's a. Like what's the Michael Scott? I love inside jokes. I hope to be part of one day. That's a.
Yeah.
Deep
But no, thank you to everyone who came to Whiskey at Comiskey on Saturday. We appreciate you. We'll be back July 25th for Sox Astros. And it's gonna be tequila at Comiskey. I know we call it Whiskey at Comiskey, but we been talking, and it's like high proof bourbon is kind of hard to drink when it's 90 plus degrees and sunny. And 3 o'clock tailgate in the end of July and we can't do tents. That's gonna be no bueno for the bourbon. So we're doing tequila. And we're going to have a couple of tequila. We already have tequilas.
Tequilas.
Yeah, and we might have some other tequila people come out. It might be a nice little illusion of tequilas. So
You might have to scratch that whiskey off then for this particular poster and put.
Now, I'm glad you mentioned that, Johnny. But I will still be bringing a couple 2-3 bottles of whiskey for those that are adventurous enough to drink whiskey on a 95-degree day. But this was an executive decision, and I think it's the right one. We've done enough of these in the past, and I'll never forget it. Our guy Greg from Maker's Mark, he was at one of our tailgates, and it was just sweltering to the point where the Maker's Mark wax was just like melting off the bottles. So as much as we love our whiskey, July 25th, it'll be more tequila. So maybe I'll add a little tequila to the graphic, but I'll still bring some bottles just for the people that want to have, maybe we'll bring a couple of our store picks that are still floating around Green Valley Wine and Spirits.
Mm-hmm. Yep. All right. So let's finally get into some talk, some White Sox talk here. It's a bit of crazy week for the Sox, almost surreal, right? I guess you could say fever dream, right? That we talked about this going back weeks about the gauntlet that we're in, all these great teams, and it didn't start out as well as we wanted it to. We lost 2 of 3 to the Twins. We lost 2 of 3 to the Phillies, and we're kind of like, we were on the pod last week saying, fuck, if they can just come out 500, in this stretch, we'll be happy. And then Brady Montgomery happened. He got called up on Tuesday. MLB debut. He gets an RBI single to start off his career. But then, bottom of the 9th, 2 out, Sox trailing, walks it off with the home run, the 2-run homer. I mean, I don't think that's probably the best debut I've ever seen for a Sox prospect. We always kind of get jealous when the new hot guy gets called up on other teams, right? And they do gangbusters out the gate, and we're kind of like, well, why can't the Sox get that? When's that going to happen for us? But I think, and I'm sorry, bottom of the 10th, not 9th. That was extra innings. But yeah, I think was Brady Montgomery in his debut the kick the Sox needed for this run against the Braves and the Dodgers? I mean, because like I don't want to say that there's sometimes where like something happens on the team and then like it kind of like Sox would go on like a just tread water or kind of just be bad for a while, and I think maybe Brady Montgomery walking it off gave the Sox what they needed after coming back on the road from Philly.
I think that's the asterisk I have, Jay. And I don't want to take anything away from Brady Montgomery because the call-up was awesome. Shout out to Chris Getz for, pulling the right levers and pressing the right buttons once again. You see it every so often, and we've been talking about it now for the better part of this season and the end of last season, where it's like they're calling up guys at the right time. It gives you a little bit of a jolt. It happened with Brady Montgomery. It even happened with Riku Nishida. It happens all the time where you call these guys up, you get a little bit of a jolt, and that's exactly what you need, especially coming back home from a road trip. But I think that's what it was. It's coming back home. These guys are unbelievable, and playing at Comiskey, right field, whatever you want to call it, it's starting to become a problem for other teams. Yeah, like we talk about Willie boys don't quit, and especially at home, they're in it until the final out, day in and day out. So yeah, that Brady Montgomery home run was awesome. Not only for the fact that it was his debut, and I think it was only like the 5th time in MLB history where it was a walk-off home run by a debut rookie in extra innings. But that home run was so good, it made me forget how terrible the Bob Costas and Steve Stone 80s debacle was. And I know a lot of people liked it. A lot of people liked the nostalgia trip. I love the graphics. I liked even the beginning of the broadcast with Connor McKnight. It's just the fact that Bob Costas and Steve Stone forgot that there was a baseball game for the better part of 6 innings. It made me forget about that. So kudos to Brady Montgomery.
And it was like This Week in Baseball.
Yeah, you were complaining about it too.
Yeah, they're kind of going back and forth. I agree. I think it was like a good home cooking, coming back and all that. This team reminds me of like the 2000 White Sox, where it was just like you got power. Like literally, you have a softball team who can hit home runs, but you also have the small ball. You also have those grinders that are moving the ball around and all that. And I'm so glad that they won with Atlanta and Dodgers and all that. And yes, it is like the next man up. This is kind of reminding me of like the Bear season where when they were getting injured and then there was somebody else that was replacing men and we were thinking like, oh man, TJ's out or something like that. And all of a sudden somebody comes in and like replaces them. Like, holy shit, like they still continue going. And this is without Murakami as well too. This is insane because we all thought that once Murakami was out, it was going to be downhill. Like I was like, oh fuck, here we go again. White Sox bad luck. This is a crazy season. I love the ride that we're in right now, and the fact that obviously I don't wish upon injury to other players or whatnot. And obviously you heard Ramirez getting hurt for Cleveland. Right now, this is the perfect time that you have to go and capitalize. Like it's good that they took obviously it's 2 out of 2 with the Braves because they didn't play that 3rd game, and then you take 2 out of 3 from the Dodgers. You got to keep this going, especially right now where you're still playing really well right now. And I'm Murakami for like another like 2 weeks, I would say probably like 2 weeks, but
minimum. Yeah, probably.
But yeah,
he was jogging yesterday.
Oh,
yeah, but to your point, Jason, I think that it is like the next man up mentality. Like it's just whoever comes in, they're filling in the void, and they're playing well. Like anytime we always have prospects coming up, it's just like what are we doing? Like why do we keep this guy on the team and all that? But they're capitalizing. They're doing really well, and I can't believe in June that we're still in this position where the White Sox aren't in first place. Can you believe that? Who would have thought that we would have been in first place? Nobody would have thought that. We were all thinking like, oh, we're going to, can they hit 70 wins? Can they hit 75 or whatever? And it's just crazy. So I think the next man up that are coming in when somebody's like either injured or out or is not playing well, that's what's really rolling this team right now. And that's just like what it is so far with the season. We'll see how it continues going, but so far so good. I like how this is going.
Enjoy the ride.
Enjoy the ride, yeah.
Yep. Everybody's got to enjoy the ride, especially Johnny, like you're saying, it's next man up. How many call-ups has it already been this season? At least 12 players.
Rookies.
Yeah, like
12 rookies have been called up. And for the most part, everyone has been contributing, right? I mean, you go from, Braden's storybook start to his White Sox career with a fairy tale ending and a game-winning home run to, even our banana guy, Tristan Peters.
I love Tristan Peters. I
love him to
Tristan
death.
Peters so much right now.
Breaking up the no-hitter.
Yeah.
The no. I mean, that was just awesome. And it was like a big F you, Dodgers. You're not getting it. But, this is the exciting part is that the culture, obviously, and we've been saying it week in and week out, the culture in this clubhouse is fire. If they go and they trade for somebody and get aggressive at the trade deadline and bring somebody else in that maybe isn't, off to the greatest starts, whatever, but they come here and they get that contagious attitude that the rest of these guys have. Oh, man, the sky's the limit. It's exciting. None of us ever saw this coming.
I mean, we could talk trade deadline, in a couple of weeks when it gets closer. But I think it's nice, too, with him that we actually have a right fielder. He's good on the defense. Mm-hmm. He's got a great arm, and
he is great. He's athletic as hell. Yeah. People were raving about his trunk. Basically, he's got tree trunk for legs, and like he's athletic. He's got a great arm. The one thing I don't want to harsh the vibe, but it's noticeable. And Steve Stone has been complaining about it for a while. Both Montgomery and Antonacci still. You just gotta hit the cutoff man sometimes.
Yeah,
like they're. I get it. You want to throw people out. You want to get an out at third base. Sometimes you gotta hit the cutoff man. But that's what happens with a young team. I think Venable can address that.
They'll coach that up. But yeah, it's nice that we actually. It seems like we solidified right field after it being just a fucking non-priority. Throw some shit against the wall, see if it sticks kind of position, right? I mean, he was the 12th overall pick, couple like 23, 24 draft. So no, maybe not 24. I got to look it up, but he was a 12th overall pick. So, I mean, obviously he had a ton of upside. Former pitcher. That's why he's got a cannon of an arm. So I like it. It's been pretty good, decent week for him. So far. I mean, the last two games against the Dodgers, the guy had the one hit Sunday, but the Friday and Saturday kind of a struggle, but that's okay. You're against the World Series champions. No, I think it's a great spark, and he was definitely going to be in the locking down bottom third of that lineup for quite some time.
What's something that's really noticeable, and I talked about it in spring training when we were talking about like possible call-ups, and then I really noticed it after he got called up. He's just ready he was ready to be a professional. The way he conducts himself, the way he talks to reporters and fans and the camera, like he is acting like it's no surprise that he was called up because he tore it up in AAA. But I like that professionalism about it. I remember I complained about I don't remember who it was interviewing him, but like they laughed at the fact that he said he wanted to be like a Hall of Famer. That's like a goal of his. And they basically just laughed in his face, and he was like, "Why are you laughing?" Like, this is the expectations he sets up for himself. And that's what I like. I like when a player has a little bit of that swagger, but also the confidence to go about it. And it's another thing with Colton Montgomery basically talking this weekend, saying, you guys shouldn't be surprised at this. This is who we are. We're a good team. We're not taking people by surprise anymore. Like, I like that they're getting a little bit of that, like almost like the punky QB, like 85 Bears ish of like. There's a little swagger to them
There's like
now. Yeah,
characters.
there's characters, and it's something that like the more success you have, the more that comes out, and I like that.
He was a 2024 12th overall pick of the 24 draft from the Red Sox. So yeah, I mean, 2 years after being drafted, he's up and has a crazy debut. I'm fucking pumped, man. Kid's hopefully he's gonna be a stud for us for a long time. All right, so we couldn't sweep the Braves because that game got punted for the rain. Makeup is August 22nd. No, 20th. Sorry, August 20th. But 2 of 2 from the Braves, 2 of 3 from the Dodgers, which, especially on that Friday game, was a fucking just shellacking. Which made me very happy just watching them get boat raced 8-2 on Friday. But I said it before. I tweeted this out. Are the Sox the best team in baseball now by transitive property? And the back-to-back World Series champions now?
It's almost like the WWE 24/7 title. Like I like that.
Yeah.
Well, they're ranking. I don't know if you saw they're ranked 6th right now in the power rank.
So I'm glad you brought that up, Giant, because I have it up right here. MLB has them at 6. Last week they were 9. CBS has them at 7. They were up 4 spots. Yahoo has them at 7. They were 9 last week there. And Bleacher Report has them at 6. Last week they were 13. Ben Verlander has them at 6 as well. But then he had that tweet. He said, well, the Sox just beat the Braves and the Dodgers.
I saw you reply.
Yeah. Like, well, if the Sox just beat the 2 best teams in baseball, wouldn't that make us the best team in baseball then? Come on.
I do think, like Colson said, like this shouldn't be a surprise anymore. You go the rest of the summer saying like, hey, we're a good team. We're going to beat bad teams and we're going to compete against the good teams because that's what they've been doing. Other than, the beginning of the year where, I mean, the Brewers just whooped their ass and like they weren't competitive in Milwaukee. They've shown up like May. I know the stat, it's been regurgitated everywhere, but since like May 9th, they're like the best team in baseball. So like, just keep it going.
Yeah. I think people don't want to say that they're the best team in baseball, even though they've been the best team in baseball. I think they want to, because it's a young roster and they don't have like that superstar, right? They don't have that guy,
They got 3 of them.
I know what I'm saying, but according to like the media talking heads, right? The Sox don't have that guy. David Kaplan still thinks that Colson Montgomery isn't the best shortstop in the city. So
I think he corrected. I think he admitted and corrected himself like a week later after Colson Montgomery went on a little bit of a heater. The one thing I will say is I like that now the national media and like the power rankings, the Baseball Tonights and all that kind of stuff is finally like catching on that, holy cow, this is a good team, because that's what, beating good teams and like that, winning series and that meaty part of your schedule. That's what it does, right? It opens people's eyes. We've seen this. Like we're watching, day in and day out, but like the national media doesn't. And like, oh, now it's like their eyes are open. The last thing should be the fans, and it's the other team's fans. Because as much as we see the, like the rankings, the slugs and like they have the home runs and everything else, the All-Star voting is something that's scaring me right now, because right now there is not one White Sox leading their position in All-Star voting. And we could argue that there should be at least 4 or 5 guys like in the All-Star right now. So the fact that like, the Blue Jays always do this thing where they just cram the ballots and they get a bunch of Blue Jays in. But like the White Sox should be leading in a couple categories and they're not. So that's on us as fans and obviously the outside media. We got to be more vocal. Like there's a lot of, and this is selfishly because I need my bingo square to hit on the Future Sox bingo board. But I think they're going to get at least 2. But I want more. I want a bunch of White Sox. They all deserve to be in the All-Star, game.
Now, when they put that graphic out, is that the fan voting right now, or is that the
Yeah,
prediction?
it's only fan voting right now.
Okay.
There's
Okay.
a bunch of White Sox in like third and fourth place, but like obviously like the Yankees, Blue Jays, and like they take over a lot. We got to be more vocal. We got to start voting. We're Chicago. We vote. We're early vote often.
Vote early, vote often.
Yeah, right.
Sox right now are tied at the top of the AL Central with Cleveland. But the Sox have the only team in the AL Central with the plus differential at plus 12. Everyone else is under. So I'll take that. Sox going places now. Still fourth in MLB in home runs, I believe.
Yeah, and that run differential again. Take that Brewer series out of it, and that run differential is a lot different.
Yeah,
so they've been playing good
outlier.
for a while. Yeah.
Yeah, Sox fourth in baseball in home runs with 96. Yankees on top with 102. So going to be an interesting series. We'll talk to that in a little bit. But okay, so Braves, LA. One thing the other day people were complaining about a lot, the bunting issues. We have to find a way to get Will Venable to stop calling bunts because I feel like every time he sees a runner on first and second with one out, he's automatically like, you know what would be great right here, guys? A bunt. And we can't be having that. Like, this team is too good now to be doing small ball Ozzie Guillen style bunts. And I don't even think Ozzie would bunt in like a lot of those situations either. But it was good. Like, Peter, we're talking pre-show. You mentioned it was good to see him, have some accountability on the bunting issue.
Yeah, he addressed it, and he said, I probably
it's been
shouldn't have done
It's
that.
been a thing all season with the bunting. I think someone needs to get in his ear and be like, let's let our boys hit.
Now, I will say, I understand the logic. Do we want to address this? There's a comment by Senior Sox for the people listening on the podcast. Jason, what is happening in this comment? Explain it.
Senior Sox says HBC. I'm not sure if you've seen, but Jinx Maze is back.
Is that a Pokemon?
Oh, she gets poked already.
Now we know who that is.
Back to the bunting. God. Back to the bunting. I understand his that. It was a Costas game. That's when people were going crazy about the bunting. I understand he wanted to manufacture a run or two against a good Atlanta team, but it was out of control. And I do think that the players now have earned a little bit of the right to be able to let them swing the bat. You don't if it's Luis Angel Acuna, fine, let him bunt. He's not gonna do shit anyway. But, like Randall Grichuk or Tristan Peters or they've earned the right to swing the bat with runners in scoring position. So I agree that, maybe ease down on the bunting. I like JT saying goodwill bunting. But I do like the accountability. He basically said, hand up, I fucked up. So it was good.
You know what I think about it as well, too, is that I think that there's times where that bunting does work. They're moving the runners along. I get it. But I think sometimes he tries to play too cute and tries to overdo it. I think that's, if he's taking the accountability, he knows damn, you know what? You're right. I got to scale back a little bit. I think he's trying to do everything he possibly can to get the runners around, whatever the case may be. But in certain situations, but yes, there is times, I forgot what game it was where he just kept on bunting. And it was just there was no reason to bunt whatsoever. In certain situations as well, too. Even the batter, I forgot Nishida. They had Nishida up, and that guy, poor Nishida, could not bat or could not bunt at all. There was no reason why he should have just let him hit and see what he can do. But that guy was trying to bunt, and he could not get the bat on the ball. And I think, as the season goes along, I hopefully he does regress off the bunting. There's certain situations I'm fine with it. That's okay, but you don't have to do it every single time when you have runners on the base, or sometimes stealing. There's sometimes where I'm just in situations where you have a certain runner on the base and I don't think that person should be stealing. But like I said, you take accountability. It's a long season, so as long as he's doing it, he's seeing some of the errors that he's doing. I love that. There's some other manager that would never take accountability off of off of his mistakes. No, not naming any names, but
Yeah, I'm going to use a Bears analogy, Johnny, to kind of tie these two ends together. Ben Johnson, early on last season, he was accountable for not running enough play calls for the run game, if you recall. And this is hopefully going to be the same trajectory here with Will. Hopefully he sees, like you're saying, that the regression needs to happen for that kind of play call, because the bunting has to be something that is so strategic. It has to be only used precisely like a few times throughout a game. And especially, they're trying to win more of these, which they have been, one-run games, right? Which is, hang a big star for them for being able to do that this season. But if he's able to, hone it down just a tad, and like I said, the Bears analogy, it worked out for Coach Ben Johnson. So
The one thing I will say, though, is I do like the fact that the White Sox have now proven that they could win games a multitude of different ways. They can manufacture runs, whether it's bunting or just, moving the, batters over, sacrifice flies, like small ball, if you will. And then there's games where they're just going to mash the shit out of the ball. They're going to hit 5 home runs, and it's not even going to be close. And then there's David Smartin, where he just goes up against number one pitchers day in and day out and shuts people down. Like, the fact that he dueled Chris Sale was awesome. He's going to do it again tomorrow against Garrett Cole. But, like, he just keeps showing up and just, dealing. He's shoving, if you will. I like the confidence in which Davis Martin is playing. But, like, the White Sox are finding ways to win a bunch of different ways. And that's a good thing to do, in the meaty part of the season.
Yeah, and I hope Garrett Cole gets fucking rocked tomorrow for him being as bitch for pegging Colby Shelton.
Yeah, oh, in his rehab start, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or Caleb Bauer, one of the two.
Bottomer,
yeah. All right, another news note here. Chris Getz actually got something for Derek Hill. Everson Pereira came off the IL, and with Brady Montgomery's promotion, obviously, there's going to be odd man out. And they got a couple prospects from the Phillies, outfielder Dylan Campbell and infielder Jose Camaneres. But good on Getz, man, for getting something for Derek Hill. Thank you for your service.
I like Derek Hill, professionalized baseball player.
Yeah, helped us,
Good
get a couple wins. But I think Chris Getz has kind of proven that his scouting department is pretty good. With when it comes to targeting guys in trades, maybe like people are going to be less hesitant to trade with the Sox if they want someone. Like, hey, I want that guy. Why do you want that guy?
Hashtag gets fleeced.
Yes, hashtag gets fleeced. So I kind of was hoping, obviously you take what you get in a trade. I was kind of hoping it would be more for like a bullpen arm or something, but we got so many infielders right now.
Derek Hill was going to get DFA'd. Like,
yeah. I'm happy that, I'm happy you got something for him. So,
yeah.
And we're going to talk lineups here in a little bit because Kyle Teal is starting his rehab assignment tomorrow. Noah Schultz, same as well. So we're going to be getting some reinforcements pretty soon. With hopefully, Schultz will probably maybe need 1 or 2 rehab, starts in Charlotte. But he's pitching tomorrow, so hopefully that goes well. And then Kyle Teal, let's just hope that, knock on wood, that everything goes well and there's no setbacks this time. Because, man, Sox with those soft tissue injuries, man.
And we've been talking about, like, overperforming White Sox and role players and, finding ways to win. The catcher position is a sore subject right now. Both Romo and Edgar Carroll right now, they ain't cutting it. So I'm ready to hopefully a healthy Teal come back, and that's just another weapon. Like something that is a hindrance right now can turn into a weapon real quick. So hopefully, yeah, no setbacks.
Yeah. We're not doing the farm report this week because everybody's called up. And there's rumors. I did see that Caleb Bottomer did get promoted to Birmingham. He wasn't really tearing it up, and he started hot. He's been struggling the past few weeks, but they just still promoted him anyway. So hopefully he does pretty well. But Bruce Levine, Bruce, he's, I don't know how much you can trust him, but he's hearing that Hagen Smith might be caught up in the very near future as well. So no farm report just because everyone's up. We got no one else to talk about.
I dig it.
Yeah. Okay. So we were mentioning the lineups here a second ago, and we kind of thought it would be a fun exercise to when Keo comes back, when Mooney comes back. These guys are a couple weeks away. We got everyone, our guys called up, Antonacci, now Montgomery. Let's build our ideal starting lineup when everyone's back and healthy. So we're just going to go around the horn here, and we're going to start with Johnny's here. So this is Johnny. Tell us about your lineup here.
Yeah, so I got Sammy the Ant started leading off. He's been doing really, good leading off. So I like to keep him there. But I like to put Chase a second. I think having a 1-2 punch. Chase has been hitting really well, and I think if you put two speedy runners, and then him Murakami hit right after, I think the way that either he's hitting bombs, but he could drive in runs as well too. You have good runners up, up at the top. I think that would be a good thing to do. And then Miguel Vargas. Miguel's been doing really well as well too. So after Murakami, you got him up hitting home runs. I like to see him hit a little bit more, just as well as Colson Montgomery as well too. Yes, you're what?
Time out. Now, Johnny, you're doing a great job. And I'm not blaming you. We got Vargas playing shortstop, and we got two right fielders.
God damn it. That's my fault.
Continue,
That's my
Johnny.
fault.
Continue.
Okay.
I can't type sometimes.
You know what? I thought I did something wrong. I thought this was my fault.
No, you're
I'm coming back over here and
ignore the positions. I like this lineup 1 through 9. I think we're all gonna have something very similar. One, because I cheated and I saw Joey's, and two, don't change what's not broken. So I think our 1 through 5, 1 through 6.
That's what I said. It's
going to be very similar. Continue, Johnny. I'm sorry.
The
two right fielders threw me off. This is something defensively that we're changing the world here. Maybe
I'm double checking my work right now just to make sure that I didn't fuck up any more of these.
Maybe I said that correctly. I don't know.
No, that was me.
Fault. Okay. All right.
Or maybe let me check the text.
I was looking. So I was looking at this lineup again, and I like. Yes, Colson Montgomery can hit bombs and all that. I need to see more out of him. I need to see that average go up more. So as much as I have him behind Vargas, I think that maybe I would want to maybe put a Brandon. But I'll keep it this way for right now. I just need to see more from Colson. I think he just sometimes he gets into his head way too much, and I think he just needs to get that batting average up. As far as the same with Miguel, I need to see more from him as well too. But Braden, he's coming from AAA, he's doing pretty well. So I like to keep him there. Just to drive in runs, and then you got Jacob Gonzalez as DH. Again, he's just coming up from the minors, so I kind of want to see more of him. So just put him on the bottom of the lineup, and then Kyle Teal when he comes back, just get him reps. What I'm saying, it's going to take him a little bit to get him going, even when he comes back from his rehab assignment and all that. And then Savannah Bananas. And then I just like the speed, then you got, Tristan Peters, and then you start over. So you got speed on the bottom
second
of the
leadoff
lineup.
spot.
Yes,
Tony
and
La
then
Russa style.
right, and then you got speed up on top. So I like the speed and like the hitting because you're not. Although Sammy he got a home run the other day, so I don't know. He might start. I might have to move him down a little bit later on if he continues doing this. But I just like the overall speed and the hitting from both Sam and Chase. I think they're doing really well right now. So I would like to see a little bit more speed up on the top, and then you got your power hitters up in the middle, and then kind of just go back again and give more speed up on at the bottom of the lineup. So this is mine.
I like it. All
Good
right.
job.
Besides the 2 right fielders.
Yeah, no, we can't have two right field.
I checked the text. That was hand up. That was my fault I messed up and put the.
Okay, you know what? You could have blamed it on me too. That's fine.
No, it was
my first day back at the job. It was my mistake too.
No, it was that one's on me. All right, Peter, you're up here.
Yeah, and like I said, I think we're all going to have very similar, like 1 through 5, 1 through 6. I think right now Tristan Peters is playing really well, and I do like him. The only reason I put Brady Montgomery where he's at is because of the switch hitting aspect of this. Will Venable likes to do the lefty righty kind of thing depending on the pitcher. So like obviously Mooney. Wait a minute. Did I? Oh, yeah. So like Mooney, Vargas, Colton, Montgomery. That's always gonna be the case. But the Kyle Teal of it is where he's hitting 8th to start because he probably has to get back in both game shape and the bat speed. Once he's healthy and like ready to go, shakes the rust off, then I could see him batting anywhere from, sometimes 5, 6, but definitely no lower than 6th. And then I got Jacob Gonzalez on the DH, but I almost thought, because I figured a lot of people were going to have Jacob Gonzalez, I almost put Benintendi there because I got to give him a little bit of credit. I've been the most vocal Benintendi hater of the group.
Yeah, you have.
He's been fine. And I think you're going to need him to play well for a couple 2-3 games here in the meaty part of the schedule, especially when we get playing more division games. So I almost put Benintendi there, but I didn't want to give him the luxury of it.
Okay. All right, Joe.
Again, just like Peter said and Johnny said too, we're going to have similar lineups here, especially 1 through 5. Antonacci at the top of the lineup. If it's not broke, you ain't got to fix it. I moved up Miguel Vargas because I want to make sure he's in the 2-hole for me. The dude is like he's hitting on all cylinders. He might be the best third baseman in baseball. You never know with the way he started off this season already with his power, leading the team in RBIs. I mean, the guy, if you can at least have the second or third time around the lineup, you have an 8-9 hitter already on base. By the time Vargas gets up, then you're going to produce a lot of runs, a lot of games if that were to happen. Murakami at 3, of course, he's our guy, and we got both of the Montgomerys going 4 and 5. They both just have, obviously Colson has to go in front for me, in front of Braden, just because he's got the pop, and it's we joked about in our group text yesterday about he doesn't have Murakami protecting him in the lineup these days, and that's probably affecting more so than not his recent batting average in the last 2-3 weeks. But as soon as Murakami comes back, I can see Colson getting his batting average back up to where it was when they were kind of like the White Sox version of the Bash Bros. they were both the Murakami and Colson hitting home runs together, multiple games already to start this year. Going down this lineup, Teal, Peter, you're making a great point about Teal. He has to slowly get back into the lineup. If he's 100% healthy, I think that this is a good spot for him too. Chase, I'd like to have Chase. I agree with you, Johnny, with Chase's speed, having him up at the top of the lineup. I also view it as Chase leads the team in batting average. He's around 280, I think, still. So when you're in the later innings of the games, and depending on where the lineup is going, if we're down a run, Chase is going to, who also leads the team in hits, he's going to get on base. So that's why I'd like to have at least one for sure fire guy that can, at the bottom of the lineup, start off an inning, especially a late inning in the game when you're down a run, to be able to get on base. Jacob as a DH, I was kind of flip-flopping in my head. I'm like, do I really want, Murakami at first base every day, or do I want to give him an occasional DH day off? But I think Jacob is the best man for DH right now at this time, because his bat, obviously he's shown that he's got pretty good power. He can drive in runs. He's already showing that off. So you want to make sure that you have that bat in the lineup. And then Savannah Bananas, you're going to have this guy out here because Mr. Tristan Peters, this guy's just awesome. He's a really, really feel-good story for this lineup, and he contributes.
Big-time contributor. I will say, I almost, and I should have mentioned it while I was going, I almost put Mike Trout in the lineup too. just for the lulls. But looking at yours, Joey, and this is something, going forward, again, like I said, Colson talking about, like, you should be expecting this, and, like, we're not a surprise anymore. Even 7, 8, 9, Mydroth, Gonzalez, Tristan Peters, there's no easy outs. In close games, in late inning games, there's no easy outs on this team right now. Which I like.
All right. I went completely, like, opposite of what you guys were doing here.
Meathead?
Maybe a little meathead. All right. So I have Antonacci, obviously we all do, but I got Kyle Teel in my 2-hole.
You've always liked Teel at 2. I feel like we've talked about this even like to start the year. Because we did this exercise like in the beginning of the year.
Yeah. And that's one reason why I wanted to revisit it, is because of all the, the way the roster has turned over.
Yeah, it's been different.
Yeah. But the way that this, like, the Sox have been like murderer's row with Mooney, Coulson, Miguel, I don't want to like necessarily disrupt that, but I want to just throw another bat in there just to fuck with pitchers right off the gate. So I want Kyle Teel's bat at the top of the lineup, getting as much, because he's also really good at drawing walks too. So let's get him on base for the big boys. So obviously we got Mooney, Coulson, Vargas. Oh, you guys forgot about Andrew Benintendi. I know, Peter, you mentioned him, but I don't think he's getting DFA'd or traded.
No.
So I think, and I don't think Venable's gonna keep him on the bench as often as people probably would want. So I got him in 6 behind the big boys, and I want Tristan Peters. You guys had him at the bottom. I want him he's got some good power.
I had him where you have him.
Yeah. So I want him to definitely, have that power bat to get a nice home run, because he can get that RBI or whatever you need. But I know he doesn't have a lot of home runs, but
he has less
power.
When you said we were doing this, Jason, I didn't have much time today, but I did have enough time to do a couple of the comps. And Tristan Peters right now has very similar stats to Kyle Teel. Like both at bats and like, just games played and everything else. Obviously Teel hasn't played this year, but like throughout their career so far, and they're very similar, except for Teel has a little bit more pop.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then I've got Braden and Chase at the bottom. Obviously Chase can get on base, and you just want to turn over for the, have someone who can get on before the top of the lineup, and Antonacci and the boppers. So, yeah, I want a little, maybe little meatheady on here, but I
like this. I
think
we all did a good job.
Yeah.
I don't think you could go wrong with any of these lineups, to be honest, because it's like you mentioned, is that this is not a lineup where there's like no like easy outs. So like you could play around with this scene. Again, Venerable has been doing this like pretty much all season. He's been changing the lineups back and forth or whatever, whoever's hot, whatever. And again, I think we all did a great job on this. So you got speed up on the top, bottom, and then you got your heavy, softball hitters.
Yep.
And I will say, and it's something we complained about, Jason. I think we all complained about it at one time about Will Venable not having a consistent lineup. I think he's nailed it down, but
Yeah.
he also, it's something that's been noticeable. I think he gives players the day off at the right time. If somebody needs a rest day and like maybe they're slumping a little, you'll give them the day off, and it seems like that's working too. Will Venable, obviously, besides the bunting, I feel like he's done a lot of good.
Yep. All right. This week on the road, New York and Detroit. We got, Davis Martin going tomorrow against Garrett Cole, and then Anthony Kay versus Carlos Rodon, old friend alert. So two good pitchers that the Sox got to face in New York, but we have seen the difference between the Sox at home and on the road. Now you beat the Braves, you beat the Dodgers. You have to continue this now. Prove it that you can do it on the road. Because if the Sox are just going to be a dominant home team, they're trending towards playoff, but it's not going to win anything if you can't win on the road. So I want to get your guys' predictions for Yankees in Detroit. Are we going to see normal Sox in the road, or are we going to ride this momentum for next week?
The Bronx is a tough place to play. I think the White Sox kind of got lucky. You said two good pictures, but they're not going up against Cam Schlittleiter or Shitlitter, whatever you want to call him, because that guy's nasty and he's awesome. But you got Davis Martin going, and he's going up against Garrett Cole. I feel good about it. I feel good that they could take 2 out of 3. I'm not predicting that, but as long as you win one at New York and then go out and beat up against Detroit, I've been complaining and talking about you just got to beat your division opponents, and that's where I'm focused on. I know the big draw is New York and the Gabagools, and we just did the Atlanta and Dodgers, so why not us and beat the Yankees? But I really am looking forward to a bunch of these division games going forward. So as long as you win one in New York, I'm okay with that. But obviously, yeah, you want to continue to win series.
Yeah, same. I think, the way that the media is now is looking at the White Sox and putting them in the top of the rankings and all that. Yes, you beat the Braves. Yes, you beat the Dodgers. But yes, that is one thing this season that we haven't done well is win on the road. And if you can take 2 out of 3 from the Yankees. It's just only going to keep on going up because you're building up that confidence more and more for these young players that, hey, we belong. We could beat the best, regardless if we're at home or we're away. So I need to see more from the team on the road. And you take these series from the Yankees and then it's the Tigers, right? Right after you take both of those series, and yes, that's more. I think that would be more of, not saying that winning the Braves and the Dodgers isn't impressive, but from our perspective, that they have been pretty bad on the road. I need to see more for that. So if they could take 2 out of 3 from both the Yankees and then 2 out of 3 from the Tigers, or even sweep them, because yes, this is a division team. I think they're playing a little bit better now, and then you got Screwball back on the team as well too. So you got to take advantage of all this stuff. And again, I bring back the Guardians, because you got to win these games, especially when he's out, because you need to keep on building more of a lead up in that division. I'm confident. I'm confident of the team. We got to take it one day at a time. So first we got, Garrett Cole, Davis Martin. Let's win it tomorrow and take it day by day. But I fucking love this. Let's go, baby.
Yeah. Feel the momentum, Johnny. Feel the momentum. I am not afraid.
Go ahead, Joe.
No, my bad. I was just going to say, I was going to give my thought on the Detroit series. I'm not afraid of them. We should handedly take 2 out of 3, no issues, no squabbles. Hopefully we even sweep them. No problem with Detroit. I'm not worried about them. The Yankees, on the other hand, obviously being on the road in Yankee Stadium, for me, I think it could come down to which bullpen either side performs better. So if the Sox bullpen can, hang in there and get those Yankees bats out later in games, then the Sox have a chance because they've already proven they can hang with any team in MLB and they're never out of the game, So if they're down 1 or 2 runs and it's a 7th, 8th inning, the bullpens or Sir Anthony Dominguez or whoever else from the bullpen, if they can hang on, then we'll have a chance to hopefully take 2 out of the 3 from the Yankees on the road. But Detroit on the other end of at the tail end of the road trip here, I ain't afraid of them. I ain't afraid of no ghost.
Peter, I got some bad news for you.
Oh boy.
PCA just hit for the reverse cycle. So if you try to talk trash to the PCAers, they're going to come at you with the cycle.
What is the reverse cycle?
He went homer, triple, double, single. In
order?
Yeah.
That's impressive. I got to give him credit.
Yeah.
I'm mad enough to admit when he's been playing good, and he's been playing good. That doesn't mean I'm not going to talk shit. That guy stinks.
Yeah, what do you do? What do you do in the outfield though, catching wise? That's where he really shines.
You see that one?
Yeah.
All right. Last piece of White Sox news, and it's not on the field, but it's off the field. It's White Sox charities. Sox are doing a charity shirt competition, little friendly merch off. Locked On Sox, Sox on 35th, and our friends from the 108 got some nice shirts there. I guess going on sale next week.
For one day only, 24 hours, I believe.
And we're saying, Peter, you want to know which shirt are you going to be getting? And I think I'm going to get all 3 because it's for charity.
Oh, what a politician answer. What a bullshit cop-out answer. This is a contest. You should only get 1 of the 3, or if not, you're going to have to get 4, so you get 2 of 1. Otherwise, it's a wash. If you buy 3, you might as well have none. It's almost like quarterbacks. If you have 2 quarterbacks, you have no quarterbacks. I wanted to ask you guys because I jokingly said that like my man Todd Welter is on an island. The Sox on 35th has 1 million people under their umbrella contributing and tweeting and everything. And obviously the 108 is a 3-headed juggernaut, So it's like Todd Welter's on his own. And I didn't volunteer to help him, by the way. It's just like he said, hey, I'll take any of the bum support. I didn't know that he lived in I think I did know that he lived in Wisconsin, but we can't be helping the people from the north. So, but I'm like, yeah, you know what? We got to choose a side. You got to actually, say, hey, which shirt are you buying? Because it's for charity. We got to buy a shirt.
Joey?
Yeah, I just to ease my fear of upsetting any of our friends here from all 3 shows, all 3 brands. I would have to go with the shirt design that probably would be the cutest. And I'm going to have to, the cutest, And I'm just going to close my eyes and play eeny, meeny, miny, mo. I can't pick one.
Oh, you guys all suck. You know what? I'll start and go ahead. I just talked about it in the beginning of the show that we're dressing our age and we're too old. And I said, I never wear any shirt other than a black shirt. That's the only shirt I would buy is the everyday or Locked On White Sox shirt. Only because I just wear black shirts. I've never worn a green shirt in my life. I love my drunk uncles from the 108. And I love, like the classic view. I tweet about it all the time whenever I'm sitting in that section. I don't wear green shirts, and I'm not wearing a shirt that looks like you got a schwanz sticking up your, what? I'm sorry. And then obviously the Sox on 35th shirt just looks like a Sox on 35th shirt. So I'm gonna pass. I'm gonna buy Todd Welter's shirt. I've announced it right now.
Even though he's
I'm cramping. I'm cramping. Now I got a cramp.
Walk it off.
Johnny, you picking?
I do like the Sox on 35th design. It does remind me of like what a Sox on 35th design would look like, but it also has a little twist of like what the White Sox would put on as well too. So it's got a little bit of both. But I do like that 108 shirt. I do like the green shirt as well too. So I'm a big fan of green. I'm not too big fan of the gray shirt. If we're gonna talk about colors of shirts,
Sweaty,
I am a
sweaty
big
shirt in the summer.
yes. I do like the black shirt, but I need to see more of a design. It's just words. Reminds me of obvious shirts over here. So I I just gotta go. I'm gonna go with the drunk uncles. I'm gonna go with the classic view. I actually like that shirt.
Yeah.
All right, you
Usually.
two politicians, you gotta pick one.
What? No, I said it's for charity.
Okay. And
All right, we got soccer to talk about. Who gives a shit?
Yeah. Well, okay.
Hell.
You know what? We were gonna do headlines. But let's break it up real quick. Let's play a quick ad for us, and then we'll get into some other stuff.
I like that.
ShySportsBums.BigCartel.com is the home for all Chicago sports bums merch. We have Bears, Hawks, Sox, and Bums merch available. Anything you need to get ready for a big game or a Chicago Sports Bums event. Remember, all profits go directly back into our Whiskey at Comiskey tailgates to keep the beer and food free for everyone. So head over to ShySportsBums.BigCartel.com and pick up a couple Toot Tree shirts today.
All right, Peter, we got some headlines.
This is a big one. A lot of people were tweeting about it today. Joey P, I'll let you start. The Chicago Bulls are finalizing the hire of Portland Trail Blazers interim Tiago Splitter as the franchise's new head coach. Tiago Splitter, new Bulls head coach. Joey P, thoughts?
2014 NBA champion with San Antonio Spurs. So he's a champion. He started coaching in about, I think, 4 years later, 2018 is when he started getting into the coaching roles around the NBA. I think that he had to learn a lot from Coach Popovich, right, during his tenure with the Spurs. And he's carried that with him because he was interim and took a Portland team this past season after Chauncey Billups ditched town in Portland. He brought a team out from the depths of the cellar to a 42-40 record. So I don't know why Portland let him go. That's kind of scary too, right? When you come to think about it, how would you let somebody like this go? But hey, hopefully it works out for the Bulls. And I think that, his player development skills that he has and that wealth of knowledge from learning under Coach Pop, like I said earlier, and being an NBA champion at that, being around other great players, hopefully the player development skill is what he is going to really shine and demonstrate that he can do with these young Bulls teams. Can you imagine what if he can take Modest Bucelis up to the next level, right? So you have that. You got the number 4 pick in the draft. Another funny story is the Bulls have 2 first-round picks in the upcoming draft. They also have the number 15 pick in the first round. Well, that is courtesy of Portland. So because Portland made the playoffs, that pick then got turned over to the Bulls. So maybe this was like some long-term planning here by Coach Splitter. So you got to like it. Fingers crossed this works out. Player development, if he can just coach up all these new kids we're about to draft and elevate Modest and the other youngsters we got, let's go. The Bulls might be back.
I heard the hire, like, did they hire an MMA guy, former MMA player?
He is Brazilian.
He's Brazilian. He's a Tiago. I feel like every Brazilian MMA fighter is named Tiago. So okay, like, he's we're gonna try to find it. He's 41.
Mm-hmm.
So he's definitely young, and hopefully, young coach like Ben Johnson-esque gets the guys, fire in the passion and gets them going. So we need more of that and less, just pussies.
I would assume that this hire just real quick. I assume this hire is more of just more development of players, correct? I mean,
Right.
right now they don't have anybody that could be like, hey, like we could build off of like this player or that player. Because I mean, I don't know, man. When I heard about this, I mean, I heard that he is like, as far as player and development and all that, great. But I'm looking. I know we're gonna talk about it here in a second. I'm looking at that Knicks team, and I'm just like, fuck, dude. Like, when is it gonna be our turn, man, to get a championship? Like this player development coach or this, like, when the Bears got like Ben Johnson, like it was like, hey, we finally got a coach. And that's kind of where I'm at, but I guess also got to see too is like the players that we have currently right now. It's not like we're like almost on the verge of going to the playoffs, right? I mean, we're kind of like down on the total poll here. So I mean, I guess I'm not too like mad about this, them getting him, but I guess we'll see.
Yep. All right, Peter. Next headline.
I mean, we're sticking with the NBA, and it's basically just a quick thought about the Knicks winning the NBA championship because, I mean, growing up, I hated the Knicks. I hate New York with a passion. I hate the Yankees. I don't care about the Jets and the Giants, the Islanders and the Rangers. They stink. I don't care about them. But I've always hated the Knicks. I hated John Starks. I hated Patrick Ewing. I hated, Tony Mason, and the list goes on and on. Although I did kind of like Latrell Sprewell back when he was with the Warriors, but
You're like 2000 next.
that's neither here nor there. I don't care about, what's his name, Mars Blackman, the director.
Spike Lee.
Spike Lee. I don't care about Spike Lee. I don't care about Tony Chalamet. I don't care about Ben Stiller. I kind of am a little happy for the Bing Bong Nick fans. Like the subway dwellers, the people going crazy in the streets of Brooklyn and the Bronx and everything else. Maybe that's bad for me to say as a Chicago fan, but I like that the Knicks fans won this because the viral videos that have been going around, I've been enjoying them. Bing Bong.
Once.
Yeah.
Because there's different ones out there that are just insane.
Yeah, I think I'm kind of with you, Peter, in the fact that like it's probably going to make Knicks fans more insufferable than they already are. But I just the NBA media just glazes Wembley so much. I don't need any more glazing. So
and I like Jalen Brunson. I think we all like Jalen Brunson, right?
Yeah.
Brunson, we could claim as a Chicago guy, like happy for, no?
Yeah, he played. I mean, he was Mr. Basketball in Illinois.
I'll take it.
His dad was the coach and all that, but I think he's more. I think I saw her. Lawrence retweeted something that he's more of a New Jersey guy, so I think he's more of an East Coast guy. But yeah,
either way, I like him.
Yes, I like Jalen Brunson. Very good college player. Obviously, he was killing it in the NBA Finals or throughout the whole playoffs. So yeah, good for him. Just good for him.
Yeah, Brunson.
I'm gonna go a little too far here.
Brunson was averaging over 32 points a game in the finals. I mean, he was, and he as great as he did, as great as his performances were throughout all 5 games, he had a pretty good supporting cast. But like nobody that in NBA world or in today's NBA world are not like a big 3 like Miami was back 15, 20 years ago. Just a really, really good supporting cast around Brunson. So.
I will say though, that Spurs team is going to be dangerous. That is a young team, and Harper. I seen that kid in college because he was part of the Big Ten. That dude is gonna ball out, man. He's gonna be really, really good here soon. And he did. Obviously, he was doing good in the playoffs and all that. But they got a really good young team.
And that's the only reason I'm okay with the Knicks winning is because it doesn't seem like they're going to be a dynasty. Like San Antonio is going to be good for a long time. The Thunder, which I thought should have won this year and won last year, they're going to be good for the next 8 years.
That's another young team, yeah.
So it's like the Knicks. It's a one-off. I can't see them repeating next year. So I'll take it. It's fine.
All right, Peter. What else?
All right,
What else?
one last one because it was all over last night and like the visuals from it were crazy. I ended up watching the whole card. UFC White House or UFC 250 Freedom, whatever the fuck they wanted to call it. It was the White House UFC card was last night. One of the best fights I've ever seen. And I'm going to be honest right now, and you guys know me. I've been pretty vocal about me not liking whoever is in office right now. So, like, that's no secret, no surprise. But I am a UFC fan. I've liked, the UFC for a long time, back from the GSP and Anderson Silva days. I thought this as a spectacle and as like a actual sporting event was crazy, like entertaining. It was crazy. The fact that like they had the military band playing La Chona for
Lopez
for Diego Lopez.
Yeah.
I was like, holy shit, this is unbelievable. We're getting La Chona, and he's like walking out of the Oval Office. So I like that. But that main event was one of the best fights I've ever seen. I thought Ilya Toporov was going to beat the brakes off of Justin Gaethje, and he was for a little bit. He had some body shots that I turned, and I was like, this reminds me of Bane hitting Batman in The Dark Knight Rises, because he was just punishing his ribs. And then all of a sudden, Justin Gaethje comes back and wins the fight and just basically breaks Ilya Toporov's face. Credit where credit due. I thought this was going to be a circus, and parts of it were a circus. But as a sporting event, I thought that it was very good.
I didn't. I was incapacitated.
You text us. I thought this was on July 4th.
He's still gonna wait until July 4th until it comes out.
Yeah, you watch it on July 4th.
Yeah.
Tell me what you think of it.
See ya. We'll come back to this.
Yeah. All right. You guys gave me a Olympic minute. Talk some Olympics. Maybe we'll go a little more in a minute, but you and Johnny will talk some World. You guys can talk some World Cup because USA put the hurting on Paraguay Friday night, and good showing by our boys. So, obviously Germany put the route on yesterday. Spain,
Crazy.
bum of the week. Spain bums. But go ahead, guys. Give us your World Cup talk.
Johnny, you and I watched the game on Friday. I turned to you in the middle of the first half of the United States-Paraguay game, and you guys know the United States men's national team is by far my number 1-1. I'll put it in front of the Bears. I'll put it in front of the White Sox. I love the United States men's national team, and they've been disappointing me since I was a kid. That was the best game I've ever seen them play, and it's not necessarily close. I know people talk about the Portugal game in the World Cup where they beat them, and I know the Dos Aceros game where they beat Mexico in the only elimination game in the World Cup that the United States has ever won. But this was about as dominant as a performance as I've ever seen from the beginning to the end. All 11 players were playing at a level that I've never seen. We talk about the United States, and I have a shirt somewhere down here that says Golden Generation, because that's what everyone expected of this team, between Christian Pulisic and Weston McKennie and Serginho Dest and all these players playing at the top level European countries, at the best teams in the world, but they've never put it together. They've been disappointing forever. And the fact that this World Cup is held in the United States means they didn't have to qualify for it. They haven't had a meaningful game in more than 4 years, basically. So the fact that they show up on Friday in Los Angeles with the predominantly USA crowd, I got to give credit to the crowd as well. Red, white, and blue all over the place, loud from the beginning. It was the best game I've ever seen them play. And I don't think this is a fluke. I think Mauricio Pochettino has figured something out. And I'm drinking the Kool-Aid because Australia looked good. They surprised. I thought Turkey was going to be a lot better. Australia beat them. If the United States beats Australia, and I think they can handily beat Australia, that means they got a game against Turkey that really doesn't mean anything, and you can focus on the elimination game. This is fun. This is what I wanted from the World Cup. I wanted the United States to show something, and I think they're in it, not to win it, because obviously the World Cup is something different, and you still got the Frances of the world and the Englands of the world that are good. But it shows you almost very much White Sox like, surprising but they could go toe to toe with, on a good day, X's and O's, Jims and Joes. The United States has enough talent to go up against the best in the world, because Paraguay was no joke. They beat, in the qualifiers, they beat Argentina, they beat Brazil. They only let up 10 goals in the last 18 games. They let up 4 against the United States. They beat the brakes off of them. And I'm excited about it. So I know, Johnny, you were just as excited as I was.
Absolutely. I mean, I tweeted as well too. Like, the passing was incredible, dribbling. The way that everybody was playing is that they were playing just like what we thought that they can do. There is a talented team in the United States team. It's just how to bring that team together. And Mauricio is just they're making us all believe. And I think that Balogun, I put it out in my bets that he is going to score the most goals for the United States, just for the United States. But he is right now playing. He could have scored 3. Actually, he missed one. Yeah, should have been 3 goals actually. But just overall, I mean, I love the United States. That opener with Mexico, I literally was. I've been telling Peter, I've been waiting for the World Cup since we found out that the United States, Mexico, and Canada were going to host it. And that first game, the energy at the Azteca, I mean, I wish I was there, because you see the way that the World Cup is, and Mexico played good, but not great. They should have scored more goals. They were playing very conservative in the second half, and even their own crowd was given to them as well too. But overall, these World Cup games, just not that one, but overall, all the World Cup games have been very, very good. South Korea played a really good game against. Just it's off on the top of my head over here. But a lot of good games right now. I've been watching almost every single one. I didn't watch all of them today because I was working, but. The craziest thing was that Spain game. I didn't see the game, but the fact that they tied was incredible, because this team is predicted to win the World Cup.
I predicted them to win the World Cup.
Everybody is, and I am too. But there's a lot of people. The probability of winning the World Cup is high, and they could not get any goal whatsoever. Is crazy. You have this every single time in a World Cup where you have a very talented team. France did it a couple years ago where they were out of the group stage. This stuff happens all the time. Is this something that we're going to see with Spain, where everybody was picking them and they're going to be out of the group? I don't know yet. I don't think that's going to happen, because I think Spain is very talented. But getting into the next game for the United States, you're playing in probably one of the most vibrant atmospheres in Seattle. Those Seattle fans, especially at where the Seahawks play, that place should be rocking. I need to see that atmosphere the way that I see the Scottish fans are doing. You should see the Scottish fans in Boston.
They took over Boston.
You know what? Yes, kudos to the Scottish fans in general, because they took over Fenway Park as well too. They were just singing, having a good time. But this is what I love about the World Cup, is the fans as well too. The fan atmosphere, all of it. I just think that the World Cup is I know people either they like it, they don't like it, they can't get into it. It's just a great sport. I mean, globally, it's one of the best, and I think the fans make it even better. Peter, to your point, I think on that game, the United States game, the first game, we talked about it. We all thought that the fans were going to be the most, because those tickets are expensive. So it's the true. I feel it's not the true fans that are always there at the soccer games. But I know some of them were there. But I need to see like a huge outing on the second game with Australia, and I think I'm almost positive they're going to win. But I need to see more of the fans, because I think the more and more as we go along, the United States moving forward is the more and more you're going to see a lot more fan bases coming in. It happened in '94. Look at what happened with the MLS. They formed the MLS. I think if they go far, you could see a lot more bigger fan bases coming in. And to me, my whole goal is out of this whole thing is yes, I want to see the United States go far. Obviously, I want to see them win the World Cup. But the development to continue developing these players so we can, see more and more talents coming in for the United States and the next World Cup and then the next World Cup. We need to see more of that continuance, just like how Germany is dominant, just like the Netherlands is dominant, just like France. France is their B team could be another World Cup team at its own. Yeah, the
They
third
could start
team.
3 teams. They could start
But
3 teams.
This is what I want to see out of it all. So I hope the United States go far. I'm also rooting for Mexico as well too. So I love it. I'm loving every single minute of it. So I mean, I could talk about this forever, but I think I ran out of time. So I'm sorry, Jason.
You're good.
One last thing, and it's not about like the actual gameplay, but it's what we mentioned. We're always on the internet. Like the algorithms show you what they want to show you. I think the internet is broken, like both Twitter, Instagram, all that stuff. But like it's awesome to see the fans from other countries enjoying things from the United States that like you don't typically see. I saw 2 different things that I thought were awesome. I saw England fans going crazy at a Waffles House in the morning. Like they couldn't believe that they were at Waffle House, and this is amazing. And then I tweeted about this last week, but in a warm-up game, Argentina played at Auburn Stadium in Alabama, and there was these 2 Argentinian reporters. They couldn't believe that Auburn had a stadium that was like the size of like Boca Juniors or River Plate. They're like, this is the 7th biggest city in Alabama. Why do they have this stadium so big and beautiful? And they're like, that's the SEC football, baby. All these people coming from different, like we heard all of the bad stuff leading up to this World Cup. We heard about the corruption about FIFA and the immigration and people getting held back and losing tickets and the expensive tickets. But once it started, it's been all love. Like there's Korean fans making out with fans from Mexico in Guadalajara. There's like videos of them just making out in the streets and like people like just enjoying life, and that's what football and a lot of times Olympics and USA hockey, different things like that, it brings people together, and it's awesome.
All right, good World Cup talk, guys. All right, bump some people, guys.
I think he's a bum. I think he's an absolute bum.
You call me a bum? My man, I take that with pride, with honor, that I'm a bum. I'm the king of the bums, baby.
Because you're training like a damn bum, you know that? Bum. A bum.
Bum.
All right, let's get to our listener bums and MVBs, but I got to do a phone submission first from our boy Yumper. He says, MVB, TJ Montgomery for supporting Penguin Imprints.
Okay.
That's Brady Montgomery's dad.
I saw that.
Yep. And bum is the government. Always
right.
and forever.
Fair.
All right, and now we got Jerry O'Sullivan, friend of the show, MVB, Team USA for a near flawless game Friday night. Yes, we all agree on that. And the White Sox for being a fun team to watch. Also agree. Bum of the week, me, for not being able to attend the tailgate on Saturday. Big bum. You don't show up, big bum.
I haven't
It's
seen.
happen.
We need Jerry O'Sullivan in Lot B soon.
Yeah.
Well, I think we just scared him away when we told him next 2 tailgates are going to be tequila heavy.
All right, maybe in the fall. We'll see you in the fall, Jerry.
Yeah, we'll see you in September. All right, next up, the Colonel. Fine Southern gentleman. MVB, Sox for this season so far. Yep. Bum of the week. No bums this week, just good vibe. All right.
Nice.
That's Joey P playbook.
Absolutely.
King S, MVB, the White Sox playing good baseball. Yep. Bum of the week. The crowds at the park as a result of the White Sox playing good baseball. Go away, I hate lines. You can't have it both. You can't complain about people not going to parks and then complain about lines. I'd rather.
I was not at the games, but I mean, obviously there were 3 sellout games. You guys were there. Were the lines in the bathroom and everything as bad as everyone was saying?
I didn't have to go.
I
to
don't
the
remember.
No, I hashtag Iron Bladder. I didn't have.
Okay.
I
But
went.
you bought a beer in the
Yeah,
game,
we had a
right?
couple
Yeah.
beers. First one we went to the grab and go behind like by first base because that's the only place that has like the tall boy Modelo. So that was boom in and out. And then we went to the craft cave for the second one, and there was no line, so it was fine.
Okay.
I didn't have any issue. So
I didn't have no issues at all either. I was partying it up responsibly, so I was designated driver for Sandy, so I only had a couple beers. So hence, I might have a mini iron bladder, Jason, because I didn't have to go either.
Kudos
No.
to you both.
yeah. All right, next up, City Brown MVPs to the Bums for another outstanding tailgate. Thank you. Colson Montgomery bobblehead and Tina and me being featured on stage at Sun last Saturday. Yeah, I was like, oh man, this is cool. I was hoping going to be able to see the clip, and yeah, good for that. Thanks, Sydney. Bum of the week, Tony Dominguez, and yours truly for not catching. I forget the Peters home run last Saturday. LOL. Couldn't read that the slide number was in there.
Yeah, it gets in the way sometimes.
Mike, MVP, the Bums and the White Sox for making everyone's weekend. There seems to be a theme here this week, guys.
You're welcome.
Bum of the week and possible Bum of the year, Nate's friend.
Yeah, did you guys see this? You got to read this for the podcast listeners.
So, our friend Mike, he tweets the other day, the Bums Whiskey Comiskey was on WGN Morning News this morning, and he attached a couple photos, and one of them featured his lovely wife on the broadcast. And Nate's friend said, "My friend would like," or Nate replied, "My friend would like to know if the blonde is single." Man, sliding in. Is that I'm asking for a friend, or maybe, or
no,
you know,
he was asking for Nate Bell. He was not asking for a friend. You're not fooling anyone. Nate built it or whatever your handle is.
Yeah,
Nate Bell, hands off, my man. That's fight. I mean, Mike, sure, you could fight somebody, and I'd be okay with it.
Yep. All right. Next up, Jeff Bartlett, MVP. Anyone who looked out for me on Saturday. Yeah, Jeff, you were.
He had a good time. He had a good time.
Yeah, you enjoyed yourself on Saturday.
Yeah.
Yep.
We did the post tailgate, and Jeff was like, where are them beers at? I'm like, yeah.
Atta boy. Time one out, Jeff. I like it.
Yep. JT, Bum of the Week. Haters. The White Sox are playing great after some bad years and bringing excitement and more fans, yet haters need to drop comments and minimize others' enjoyment. Haters gonna hate, haterade, all that bad stuff. But yeah, people will come around. And Bum of the Week, Johnny's internet connection, or MVP, sorry. Johnny's internet connection, fingers crossed.
Held up pretty good.
Don't jinx it. I still got to talk with her more.
That's a good point.
And finally, Mailman Jack, MVP, the New York Knicks for winning a championship in God knows how many years. After Michael Jordan constantly kicked them to the curb. Tremendous relief to all those celebs. Yuck, yuck. And his Bum of the Week, Brian Urlacher, and his advocating welfare for those poor billionaires. Oh, and take your hat off. I guess Urlacher blamed J.B. Pritzker and Ellen legislators, saying you do what you have to keep the Bears there. So, okay. Let's get to our Bums and MVPs. Let's start off with Joey.
I'll go first. My Bum of the Week this week, as much as the last 7 or 8 days I've been on the hunt. We talked about it last week's show, Peter. Collecting the McDonald's World Cups, collector cups, all 9 of them, just like if they were Pokemon. I have to bum McDonald's. I have to. I'm sorry. I love the breakfast, but I gave myself a chance, and I told you guys last week I'm only going for 9 shots, and that's it. At all 9 cups. And I gave in to temptation and I went 2 extra times.
So 9 turned into 11.
It went to 11 times. And
11 soccer players on the field. It's only apropos.
Yeah, it makes sense. But yeah, I'm going to bum McDonald's though, because they need to create some sort of community online or in store where, hey, I've already got 3 David Beckhams, okay? I need a Jamal. I need a Henry. Those are the last 2 I need. Is there like a meetup, something like a Facebook marketplace where I can go and exchange these and, help somebody else out who needs
something
them?
on Reddit,
The start one up, Joey.
I'm thinking we need to start one up. And so McDonald's, come on. I was loving it. But whatever. Not anymore. So my MVPs for this week, obviously, everybody who comes out to Whiskey Comiskey and supports everybody that comes out. All of our sponsors, Andrew and the Circa team, and Jasmine the Malort Princess, Centauri was out there, slinging some awesome Japanese whiskeys that a lot of folks had not been able to try before. And it was really a great experience for them to get into a new spirit like that. All of our friends and family that showed up also, y'all MVPs, y'all know it because y'all make Whiskey Comiskey what it is. Great community, bring everybody together once a month and have a good time. It's like a family reunion every time. And if you didn't make it, you got that FOMO. You'll see the photos, you'll see the videos, you'll see Tina and HBIC on CHSN or on WGN News. You got to be there for the next one, July 25th.
That's right. All right. I'm going to go next. My MVB, he was just on, or he had a submission. It's the fine Southern gentleman, Colonel Bourbon. We're at the game on Saturday, and we sat down, and he was sitting right behind me, and I was actually had seats next to our Bums in the Bleachers friend, Praz. He was sitting next to me, and we were talking. He asked me if I got the bobblehead and the Colson, and I said, no, when we ever have a tailgate, we never get the giveaways, So, I was like, yeah, it's all right. And then Colonel, fine Southern gentleman, says, here, take my extra. Didn't even ask. He offered out of the generosity of his heart. That's the Southern charm right there. So MVP to the Colonel for hooking me up with the bobblehead when I wasn't able to get one.
You love that. You love that little impersonation that you do for us. Kind of bourbon. And my bum of the week is network broadcasts on these big events. Whenever there's something happening, they got to show the celebrities in the stands. The game against the Knicks, where Obi tipped in the game winner. They don't show any of the hardcore Knicks fans. They show Jerry Seinfeld and Ben Stiller and Timothy Chalamet and all these other, and Taylor Swift and all of them. No one cares about the celebrities being shown on TV. Show the fans who are there, spent thousands of dollars to go to a game like that. For a lot of them, that's, not easy to come by. Show them. World Cup, they're showing the game against USA. They're showing porn stars and Tom Cruise and porn stars.
They were Mia Khalifa and a couple others were in attendance.
Oh.
Yeah,
I wouldn't be able to pick them out on TV. I don't know.
Sure, Joe. So yeah, stop showing all the celebrities in the stands. No one cares. Show the fucking fans, man. Bum of the week broadcasts. Yeah, more Danhausen. Broadcast TV. All right, Peter, go ahead.
MVP. I got 3 MVBs. They're all related to the Whiskey at Comiskey tailgate. You guys nailed it with our sponsors and everyone in attendance and things. But there was 3 that stood out. Obviously, as always, Tina. The tailgate queen, Tina. I want to give a special shout out to Marge. Marge comes to the tailgates from very far away. She's always there early. She's always there on time. She's willing to help, pick up waters, whatever we need. She had a tough time getting into the Lot B because of SeatGeek or StubHub or wherever she bought SeatGeek. So, she never got her, actual pass. It was always oh, you're gonna get it this time, and she just never got it. She dealt with and I gotta give credit. We have a good amount of friends in Lot B now with Rich and a bunch of other attendants that like us and know what we're about. I guess got one of the bad ones because this lady was nasty to Marge, and I'm talking like mean. And so the fact that Marge, drove all this way to come help us, couldn't get in the lot until later, and had to deal with some people being very rude to her. I want to give a special shout out because we appreciate all of the trouble that everyone goes to, not just Marge, but like Tina and the Love family's done it. Brian S have done it in the past, but anybody that is willing to help, convoy with us and help us, do what we do, because it does take a village. I wanted to thank them. So I got to give a shout out to Marge, and that goes hand in hand with Julie, because Julie obviously is part of the Bums crew, part of the Bum Wives. As you guys mentioned, and I talk about in the beginning of the show, we had our power was out. So originally my parents were going to babysit the kids so that Julie can go to the tailgate with me. Obviously, power being out, no internet. It's tough to watch kids with no power. So she's like, I'm going to stay back, watch the kids. You go to the tailgate. And again, it's something that she didn't have to do, but she took one for the team for me to spend a couple hours in Lot B entertaining people and us doing what we have to do to, to grow the Bums and grow the brand. So appreciate Julie as always and love her. So those were my 3 MVBs, my Bum of the Week, and it was going to be traffic and the stoplights and the power and ComEd and everything else, but I talked about that at the beginning of the show. I have to talk about Josh Hockett, because as much good, and again, I don't like giving credit to the current administration and UFC and Dana White and all of that bullshit, but I thought for the sport of MMA and the UFC as a whole, I thought the White House card was good. The fights were great. There was way more good than bad that came of it. But Josh Hockett saying what he said about Michelle Obama and turning that into a sideshow is an easy Bum of the Week, because in a time where you have all these eyeballs and you could do something to grow your sport, you chose and do something more divisive and plain out stupid. And I've seen this guy fight before, and I've seen a couple of his interviews before. He's a clown. He's trying to do what the Chael Sonnens of the world and the Conor McGregors of the world and Paddy Pimblett and Sean O'Malley, all these guys that have bigger personalities and try to sell fights and try to gain some money. This guy is the Temu version of that. He's only doing stuff to try to get attention, and what he did was basically deplorable. So I have to Bum of the Week Josh Hockett. He's probably going to go very high on my end of the year Bum bracket, because instead of trying to do something positive with all these eyeballs on you, you went ahead and did something dumb.
Yep. All right, Johnny, take us home.
I got an MVP that I want to thank everybody who has reached out to me, asked me, that since I have not been on the show for a while, reached out, hey, miss you on the show, hope to see you back and all that. Gordo's been a really big person out for that, so I do appreciate it. But there's other couple people that have came up to me on the tailgates and have asked me, hey, when are we to see you again, even family, everybody. So I appreciate everybody who has been been kind of DMing me or just saying hey, how much that they miss me on the show and all that. So I do appreciate everybody. Very, very kind. But my I actually have 2 bumps here. And the first bum is, I saw that intro that we have, and you could not change the intro, at least for me, for coming back. What the hell, man?
I got out of work late. I'm sorry.
I'm just kidding. I'm just playing with you guys. Dougie, we miss you, by the way. We love you. So, hopefully speedy recovery for him. So, no, I was just playing on that bum. No, my real bum is we're talking about Europeans and they're coming over, having a great time. But there's a lot of other Europeans, and even not even Europeans, there's South Americans, even Mexico fans or whatever. Not even Mexico fans, I'm sorry. Just there's people out there that are complaining about the stadiums, the World Cup stadiums themselves. And It's funny that a lot of these, and I think it's more European because they don't understand like the football stadiums, our actual NFL stadiums. So they're like, oh, this has no heart, or this has no this or that, whatever. I would say other than a few stadiums in England, and I'm not picking just England. There's other European stadiums. They're fucking depressing as shit. If you see some of these stadiums, they have no class. They look like it's always raining there all the time, and it just looks like dark clouds are always around these stadiums. I never see sun at all. If you're talking about Manchester United, you're talking about Chelsea, you're talking about Man City, Arsenal, okay, that has a lot of character towards it. Even Wembley, again, a lot of new stadiums are coming up over there, but there's a lot of stadiums that they're like, even I heard like a bunch of Boca Juniors fans saying how like their stadiums, like this is a World Cup stadium. That is a terrible stadium. Like I get the atmosphere. The atmosphere is great. Don't get me wrong on Boca Juniors and their fans, and then River Plate as well too. Awesome atmosphere is that portion. But the stadium's ugly as hell. Like
Their stadiums look like a hell in a cell.
Yeah,
with all the fences everywhere.
You're talking about apples and oranges over here. Like, I'm serious. Go look up some of these European stadiums. I can even give you some, and they're looking at our like SoFi Stadium. They're looking at where the Patriots play. I mean, these stadiums are world class. I mean, you can't compare. There's nothing to compare. So I don't even know what they're even fighting about. Just enjoy it. A lot of these Europeans are having a great time, and you could see it. I mean, I just don't get it with the stadium. So they're definitely my one above. It's just not the Europeans. There's some other ones as well too that are complaining about it, but just have fun. Yeah. We're just having fun.
Sorry, Stoke City's stadium is smaller than like high school football stadium.
Yes, they're comparing that too. Or like some of these, there was somebody from Texas that was saying, "Hey, look at our high school stadiums are better than their stadiums," and it's true. Like I was looking at some of these high school stadiums, they're like world class, and compared to like Hull City or whatever, whatever.
Stoke,
I don't know why we keep on going to Hull City or whatever, but yeah,
bums.
Yeah, bums.
All right. That's our show. I want to thank everyone. Peter, what do we have this Wednesday? Good one.
Wednesday, I've got Matthew Raywalt from the Rebooked Wrestling Podcast, the Drama King. He, you guys might remember him from NXT.
Yeah, you gotta get him to do this.
And WWE as a vaudevillain. He's now got his own wrestling podcast. He also does a lot of whiskey reviews. So we're gonna talk wrestling. We're gonna talk whiskey. We're gonna talk content creation. But he also grew up in Lyons. He went to LT, so he's a South Suburbs guy too. So we're gonna talk about all of that Wednesday on the Baloney Show.
Awesome. All right, guys. We want to thank everyone who commented, who's just joined in. We appreciate you all. Thanks everyone who came out to Whiskey Comiskey Saturday and bought our Antonacci shirt. Keep buying it. Keep buying our Sam and the Ant shirt. We'll see you guys next week, and go Team USA.
Yeah, boy.
Love you, Dougie.